and the boys. They seem to spend hours in completely useless activity. That combination of new lung power, changed voices, and boundless energy is hard on the neighbors. They quarrel a lot, but the gang sticks together. They want to prove their own importance by making themselves heard.
Hey, this is Jeff.
This is Seth. And this is Kendrick.
And you're listening to a Blast from the Past podcast.
Ladies and gentlemen, introducing this week's podcast, we're taking you way back to the wrestling of the 80s and 90s. Introducing tonight, the champions, the Southern Boys, Brandon and JF, against the Florida Boys, Seth and Kendrick. Let's get ready to rumble!
Hell yeah, what a fucking entrance, man. I've always wanted to hear that kind of entrance, especially with these candy asses being in a room with me. So, this week, this episode, we're going to be talking about wrestling. We're not just talking about regular wrestling, we're talking about professional wrestling. So, first thing is first. I bought the best wrestler from Indiana down here with us. We got Brandon James. Brandon, say what's up.
Let's go, brother!
Oh, hell yeah. We're going to be taking that way back. Boys, Seth, Kendrick are joining us this week's episode. I got a question.
Mm-hmm.
When you think of wrestling, what do you think of? What's the first wrestler you think of?
Rey Mysterio.
Me too.
Rey Mysterio?
He's
the
our
shortest fucking wrestler in history.
He's our
That's the
favorite.
one
We
you think
relate.
of.
We
Bro,
relate.
he's great.
How do you relate? Same
We're
height?
short, yeah.
No, not same height.
Oh, so you're both
Kinda.
Mexican.
You're
No.
both- oh, you're both Mexican?
I like his outfit.
You like wearing masks. That's what's up.
Yeah. I like his outfit. I like his fighting style.
He is kind of cool. I got it. I ain't got no shit. I like him. He's been around for a fucking minute. So, like, he's been around probably back when wrestling became wrestling.
It's really funny to play him in the game. Like, really funny.
Why?
Because he's small. So you just jumping big dudes. And it's funny as hell.
Yeah.
Lame.
It's always
We'll
funny.
talk a little bit about that later too. That's definitely on my agenda. We got time. We're gonna spill some beans about that old fucking wrestling games. I'll tell you that right now. All right, so let's kick this son of a bitch off. Let's talk a little bit about the first time you can remember watching wrestling. All right, so we'll get to you guys in a second. Brandon, do you remember the very first time that you can recall watching professional wrestling, whether it be in real life, whether it be on TV, on VHS tape, whatever it was? Do you remember it? Kind of tell us what happened. When did it happen?
I mean, kind of first time I ever watched it was definitely at your house. But
so I'm to blame for that one.
but as far as being live, anything like that, it was Jasper Armory.
Yeah. They used to have wrestling there at least probably about every couple of months, right?
Yep.
Oh, good old USWA
Yeah.
out of Louisville, Kentucky. Just come out there. All kinds of people. You had what? See, these people we met. I remember seeing Jeff Jarrett,
Yep. Jeff
JEFFJARRETT, Jeff Jarrett.
Yeah, boy.
He was all about it back in the day. He was really good.
He'd bust some guitars right over somebody's head.
Bust somebody's fucking head open with a guitar. So I remember my very first time ever actually watching a professional wrestling match. It was on television. I walked in. It was a Saturday night. My dad was in there watching TV in our bedroom. And it was really weird. It was weird. It's a weird kind of it was something he would do away from the family. Like, I don't know, like now looking back, it makes you wonder, like, what the fuck he was doing in the bedroom. Like, was he watching porn or what the fuck was going on? So, like, he'd be in there and he'd go in there every Saturday night. And I'm like, what is this guy doing? Obviously, I didn't know what porn was. I was like fucking 8 years old, 7. So I walk in there and he's watching wrestling. And I'm like, I look over and I remember this character on the TV that was bigger than life to me. I was like, well, that's kind of cool. That kind of was like a superhero or something. I thought maybe he might have been watching a movie, but it was different than a movie. And the wrestler was Sting from WCW. Face all painted up and stuff. I think it was red, white, and blue. Like he was all this American Sting thing. And I was like, damn, that's kind of cool. And then it came out to this wrestling song when it came out to the entrance. I'm like, damn, that's kind of cool. And then I watched it the next Saturday and then the next Saturday. And the next thing I know, I fell in love with wrestling. Watched wrestling all the way through my middle school and high school years. Loved it. So that's my first kind of take back. Again, now was Sting my favorite wrestler? Not by any means. And I actually quit watching I don't really like WCW because I like WWF better at the time. But it was kind of a cool process. Do you boys remember anything? Like when you grew up, do you remember watching any? I mean, obviously, I watched it off and on.
Yeah.
As a kid, I think I've taken you to a couple shows.
The first one was the first show you took me to. I'm pretty sure, from what I remember.
What do you remember?
I'm pretty sure. Because didn't Sepp like fall asleep during his first one?
He did. He was a bitch. Like I literally took him. I'm trying to be a cool dad. It was in Evansville, Indiana. I'm like, I'm gonna take my son. He's gonna like wrestling like his dad. Nah, about 10 minutes into it, he's like, I want some popcorn, Dad. Got him some popcorn and look over the fucker's bitch. He's just sleeping like a little bitch.
It's not my fault, bro. It's born.
Sleeping. He still does that shit. You can't even take him anywhere without him fucking falling asleep.
And then you took me. I stayed awake the entire time.
You did good.
And then I was like, yo, get me a toy.
Yeah, you remember that, don't you?
Yeah.
So the deal was, I told him if he would be good.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm pretty sure I even told him if you stay awake. If you be good and you stay awake, I will stop at a Walmart and buy you a WWE toy because I'm not paying $30 goddamn for a wrestling doll at a live event when I go to Walmart and buy a shit for $12.
Mm-hmm.
So I was waiting. Luckily for me, he fell asleep on the way home and we did not hit Walmart.
I still remember he didn't get me the toy.
Yeah, he was being a dick about it for about 5 years, but it's all right. He got a toy when he's older. It's all good.
Yeah.
He even had a wrestling birthday. Remember that wrestling birthday you had at Chuck E. Cheese?
At Chuck E. Cheese?
Yeah. He had a little fucking John Cena. You couldn't see him on the cake, but he was John Cena was literally right there on your fucking birthday cake.
I do not remember.
You don't remember that?
No.
You don't remember seeing him either, do you?
Worked it
He
out.
came. No, it was cool. He actually came to the birthday party, but nobody's seen him.
He just straight.
Nobody's seen him. He came and gone. Yeah, real quick, like nobody's seen him.
How many birthdays have I had at Chuck E. Cheese, bro?
With me or your real dad?
With you?
All right. So I think probably at least one.
At least
Yeah, I think it was one. Yeah.
It was the WWE one?
Yeah, I think it was the one. Yeah, it was the only one. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one John Cena came to.
Yeah, it was John
And
Cena.
You
Yeah.
missed him
I didn't
by
even know.
a
Yeah.
split second because you can't see him.
You were excited. You were like, "Hey, John Cena's coming to my birthday party," and I'm like, "Yeah, I know, man."
You can't
And
see
then
me.
all of a sudden, I was like, "Man, that was really awesome." You're like, "What?" I said, "John Cena was just here," and he was like, "What?" I'm like, "Yeah, you didn't see him." He's like, "No." I was like, he did his job.
That's unfortunate.
He got paid well for that.
Yeah.
Really quick pay.
Man. Well, okay. I don't think
So-
Sepp remembers.
No, I mean, yeah. I mean, he kind of likes wrestling. I think, obviously, you guys grew up with the wrestling games.
Yeah.
You knew more about that, and we'll talk a little bit more about the wrestling game stuff later. But all good and well. I definitely like the wrestling games. I'm interested to talk about those games versus when we grew up, me and Brandon, versus the way you guys watch wrestling now.
Mm-hmm.
Now you can't talk about
Big
the
difference.
game.
Big
What?
difference.
The first time you said was a game.
What?
He said the first time he ever did anything WWE, he said he played a game.
Oh, yeah.
So that's how you remembered it, was WWE was from a game?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. I did have a lot of the games, and then I stopped buying them and kind of went back for that. But
Right.
He didn't even play them.
no, I buy them. I play them for about well, not the new shit. No. The new shit's fucking ridiculous. We'll talk about that in a little bit, but that shit is fucking, it's crazy. Like, you have to have a fucking PhD to fucking play the game now. Like, left, right, left, tap, circle, jump up and down. Fuck all that shit. Like, I can't do all that while I'm playing the game.
And that's
I
just
can
the
barely look at the screen and push a button at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah, ours used to have 4 buttons.
Yeah. And all 4 buttons did one goddamn thing.
Yeah. Punch, kick,
Yeah.
low kick.
Punch. Yeah. Low
Like-
kick, high kick, run.
Right.
And sometimes it got confusing because you wouldn't remember which one was run. So you would just be punching the fuck out of a guy. And you're like, I'm trying to run. I don't know what's going on. Fucking
They'd
bullshit.
be like, bro, just give me a second. Like,
Right.
Let me go.
Shit was on Super
You're trying
Nintendo.
to run, but then you just beat his ass. Like,
Yeah. No, it's crazy.
Yeah.
But we'll talk about those games here in a little bit. That was definitely a good part of it. That's probably going to be a big part of this podcast for sure. But let's talk a little bit about the wrestling live events. So you guys have both been to one. You've been to ones when you were kids, and we went to one just a couple of years ago in Tampa, Florida.
Right.
And you guys remember, you like that. I mean, Kenny was all decked out in Hulk Hogan outfit like me.
Mm-hmm.
And then I believe Kenny even got to wear the championship belt, right? You took the championship belt then.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Try to get it signed. Of course, nobody was there to
I
sign
don't remember
anything.
this.
Yeah, well, You were there.
We got pictures. I know that.
You were there.
But I looked like I was.
Did we get a
2.
picture with John Cena? Because I didn't see him.
No.
All right. So what? All said and done, we had a good time. But you two really aren't into wrestling like I was, which I don't know. I don't know if it's because of me or if it's because of you.
The
But-
main thing I remember from the event was, it was so annoying getting in and getting stuff. We couldn't buy anything because everything was like 10 times more expensive.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was the first time I ever paid $74 for Dippin' Dots. That'd be the last time too, because that's like I could own the fucking company for $74. This is crazy.
Okay, well,
For
just
Dippin'
learn
Dots.
that's the way that life
Dippin'
works. Everything becomes more expensive when you're an adult,
Oh, it sucks.
or you have to go to
It
an
definitely
event.
sucks.
Right.
Yeah.
Everything's more.
If you're
expensive.
a drinker and you go to an event, you're fucked.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. You
It's like-
better plan to spend $300.
Yeah, and that's on one beer. Yeah,
Yeah,
it gets crazy.
pretty much.
Yeah. It's cheaper to take an Uber to the next bar. That's
Yeah.
usually. But no, I mean and really, that's kind of you guys remembering the live events. Brandon, you've been to a couple live events. Do you remember your very first live event? Where was it at?
Oh man, I think it was Robert Stadium.
Oh man, Robert Stadium, Evansville, Indiana.
Yep.
In-ground stadium. That was crazy.
I'm pretty.
That's not even there anymore, right? They
I'm
tore
pretty
it
sure
down.
that's the first big one. Like I said, the Jasper Armory was
That was like our
a
backyard.
live event,
Yeah.
but not really.
17 people.
Yeah.
17 and a half because there was a midget there, but
Right. Robert Stadium was pretty good. I mean, good time to go there, but
that's the first time actually Jasper Armory, no joke, Jasper Armory is the first time I ever seen midget wrestling.
When he needs to take us to that. We'll
And
watch
really,
that.
I mean, and really it's not midget wrestling.
and see,
I'm not trying
if
to
you
be.
want to be if you want to be politically correct.
Yes,
they
that's what I
call
was
it
going to say.
micro
That's
wrestling
yes,
now.
and I want to be politically correct. Forgive me, I don't mean to say midget. The fact is, when I grew up, that's what they were called. It was midget wrestling. Now it's micro wrestling, and I love it. It's entertaining, it's fun, and these little people kick some asses. It's awesome.
Do we
Dude, I
call
will
them
tell
micro
you-
people?
Yes, no, they're micro wrestlers. There's a place in Gatlinburg, Tennessee. Absolutely.
You may call
100%.
them midgets, Kenny.
Yeah,
but they're not.
inappropriately. Yeah,
They're
Call 'em little
micro.
people.
But no,
I call
they're-
them little people.
But
yeah.
what
I mean, that's
will-
true. Yeah.
Sure.
And it's really
But-
it's a whole industry. And what's crazy is the one in Gatlinburg, Tennessee. There's like 30 of them. 30 of them live in the household there in I would say tiny home, but I don't think that's appropriate. But they live in a tiny home in Gatlinburg, and they have shows every week. I would love to see them. They come to bars all the time, like Crescent City, come to Daytona and all that stuff. I'm going to see them very soon.
They also
Can't
call
wait.
that house
Much love.
Willy Wonka's Chocolate Factory.
Nah, that's a different kind of movie. That whole
My
Wonka
favorite
thing.
micro wrestler is Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice is good. Yeah.
Yeah, he
Pretty
was
funny
actually
watching
kinda fun.
him.
Yeah, he was.
What I will say though is I did go to one of those recently, semi-recently, and it's pretty awesome. They come out in the crowd, and then instead of like hitting each other with chairs or tables or anything like that, they use like "you're gonna slip" signs. Like it's gonna be wet here,
That's gonna be awesome.
and they smack the shit out of each other.
That's
with
pretty
them.
funny. That's actually kind of
It's
cool.
hilarious.
I can't wait to see it. I think it's gonna be fun. But like I said, when I was younger, we got to see some there. Obviously, it was more athletic stuff. Now it's more comedic, almost funny, kind of entertaining.
Right.
I'm super excited about that. But yeah, I mean, Jasper Armory was a big place. I went to a lot of events there. Seen Jeff Jarrett, some other families, USWA. I went to Louisville Gardens a couple times. I've been fortunate enough I've seen some really cool events. I've been to 2 live WrestleManias, which is pretty awesome. I never thought I'd be able to do something like that. So I've been able to do that. Those both were awesome. Got to see my icon wrestlers of all time. We'll talk about that here in a little bit when we talk about the Rushmore wrestlers. But I think that's a big part. And I think having a live event is a total different experience than watching it on TV. I love watching it on TV because you can talk and you can eat and you hear the commentary. Remember good old JR and Jerry the King Lawler when we grew up. That was the commentary, and they really made wrestling in the 80s and 90s. They literally made wrestling for us. And then when you go see a live event, it's completely quiet.
This is going
It was
to be a
weird.
slobber knocker.
Yeah, it's a weird experience. First time you see a wrestling event and you don't hear the commentary and you're just like, this is kind of weird. Like nobody's telling me what's happening.
Would you think it'd be better to watch it at home instead?
I personally, yes. I personally think unless it's a big event like WrestleMania, I definitely would choose to stay home. I've not seen the last couple of Raws and SmackDowns because of that.
If you get front row seats,
Front row seats would be entertaining. I've not done front row seats before, so that would. But I also don't got $10,000 to spend on front row seats, so that's a whole other thing. Maybe if I won,
you gotta
them or
win a
something like that.
competition
Yeah,
or
maybe if I
something.
won something.
No, I
maybe that.
definitely agree though that I do think after being at multiple wrestling events, watching it at home.
Yeah. And what's even cool is you can make it like a whole thing. Like you can make an entire party.
way
Like
less
we've done that
expensive.
before. We've done WrestleMania parties. Remember?
Yeah.
We've had people come over and we've had WrestleMania. We've had pizza and get desserts and cake and we're like throwing fucking food. It's like food fight. No, this is awesome shit back in the day, and we used to watch that all the time. Growing up in school, did we not have WrestleMania parties where we'd? No shit though. I was a little hustler back in the day, from age probably 13 to 17 probably. Remember, I used to charge people to come over to watch wrestling because pay-per-view fucking costs a lot of money back in the day.
Mhm.
See, these guys have no idea. Today, pay-per-view is part of your live streaming package on Hulu. Fuck that shit. It wasn't like that back in the You know how much a pay-per-view costs? Do you remember how much? My first pay-per-view, like in the 80s, late 80s, 90s, was $14.99. They got up to as high as $49.99 in the mid-2000s. That's fucking crazy. That's a ripoff.
I remember watching UFC. Different,
Same concept, but yeah.
yeah. $89.99.
Fuck all that shit. You better buy a wrestler for that much shit.
Yeah.
You better come to my house and punch me in my fucking face. That's what you should be doing. $89.99 shit.
Right.
Fuck off.
And it was like, it was like a 6 or 7 hour program, but
Damn.
$89.99.
Fun fact. The first WrestleMania I went to was in New Orleans. Guess how long that shit was? And from beginning when they let you in to the pre-show to the after-show, they do taping afterwards and et cetera, and they do 2 or 3 matches after that. We went in at 3 o'clock and we didn't get out of that fucking building until 1 in the morning. It was legitimately fucking forever, almost a 10-hour straight, just all the time there. So when we talk about big bucks for drinks, those were real alcoholics there. I mean, them some bitches was going through thousands of dollars worth of alcohol. It was crazy. And people in front of us would just drink, go up and get drink, go up and get drink. I'm like, damn. I couldn't even afford a water. It was fucking crazy.
Right?
But no, I mean, that's a big part of it, I think, for sure.
You guys got a water fountain around here?
Right, no shit. Shit, it was crazy. And that water fountain line was about 17,000 people deep, so you didn't get a... You was better luck going and putting your handcuffs underneath the washing well in the fucking bathroom and pray that nobody didn't spit in that bitch. That's the only thing you could do. But no, I mean, the other things we'll go over a little bit. We'll talk about our favorite matches. Like, I know your answers real quick. I know both of you. You're going to be real fucking quick. I know what you're going to answer. But what's your favorite wrestling match? And it could be of all time. It could be whatever. Like, when you think of awesome matches.
One of mine would be...
And it could be a style of a match, or it could be like an actual match you remember.
Surprisingly, it would be probably Razor Ramon ladder match.
Shawn Michaels?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a badass match.
Dude,
that was a
that
SummerSlam
match,
'94.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
how quick I knew that shit. Because that was first of all,
that was a very...
that was the first ladder match for an Intercontinental Championship title.
Mm-hmm.
And they fucking rocked it.
Yeah.
And here's a funny story. They learned a lesson on that one. That match, they only had one ladder in the whole fucking place. So if they would have broke the ladder, that match would have been over. Like, legit. The only way you win is by climbing the ladder and grabbing off top. Since then, they've had several of them.
Isn't
that fucking crazy?
Yeah. Otherwise, they're going the corners and jumping.
Fucking
Like,
crazy.
that's what you would think about.
Yeah, I heard that story. It was on one of the biography picks, I think, when I was watching the Razor Ramon
Yeah.
story.
That one actually is one of my favorites, but yeah. What's your favorite match, Jeff?
Oh, hell. Man, okay, so the number one, my favorite type of match for sure. I don't have a particular one. I kind of have one that's a little bit of a favorite, but the Royal Rumble match, where 30 men come in, only one person survives, unless it's the one where 2 people won. But most of the time it's just, or the 2 times that 2 people won.
Yeah.
But anyway, most of the time it's only one person that wins.
Right.
But the one that really kind of shines light is Shawn Michaels. Shawn Michaels winning it prior to WrestleMania 12. And that Royal Rumble kind of set the face for me. I loved Royal Rumble. Royal Rumble is probably one of the coolest. I've never been to a live Royal Rumble event. I've seen Rumbles, like the Battle Royals
Yep.
at WrestleManias, but the actual Royal Rumble where they bring back old people and all kinds of shit, that I haven't got to see yet. So that's going to be kind of cool. So with you, Seth, what do you think your favorite wrestling, like actual wrestling match or style match? What's your favorite?
What was it called? Hell in a Cell?
Oh, hell yeah. Hell in a Cell. That was a badass. First of all, that was a match that was created specifically for The Undertaker.
Yes.
Oh, really?
Right? Yeah. So The Undertaker is one kind of helped create that whole concept, I'm pretty sure. And we were mentioning a while ago. So one of the best Hell in a Cells is Mankind and Undertaker.
Yep.
Right? That's the most iconic. Now, there was another really badass match between Undertaker and Shawn Michaels in a Hell in a Cell.
Correct.
But the Mankind one, man, he fucked him up.
Mankind liked the beating though.
Dude.
Like he was
Off the top,
he
thrown through a damn
he
table.
was ready to take the punishment.
I wish I could do that to one of the boys. Throw them off the top of the damn
What?
apartments.
Yeah, I do
Hell
too.
no, bro.
What?
Yeah,
What?
that'd be really cool shit. I'd like to throw you off an apartment. I think it'd be cool. Just to see you just
What?
flatline the fucking table and be like, boom. And then you get back up and climb up the fucking, and then get in my face again. And I'll put your ass right through it, just like Undertaker did. That'd be kind of cool. But Kenny, what's your favorite? What's your favorite kind of match?
2v2 matches.
Huh?
2v2 matches.
What?
Like just 2v2.
Okay. Are you talking about tag team?
Yeah,
That's
tag
what
team.
they'd call them.
That's what I love.
2v2?
Yeah.
2v2.
2v2.
Was that game lingo?
Or-
Yeah, 2 versus 2.
Yeah. 2v2.
All right. You've been playing too
Player
much
one,
video
player two.
games.
That's how you're going to call it.
Two
It's tag
versus
team
two.
wrestling, okay?
2 versus 2. Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Tag team. That was my favorite thing.
I
to
would
do
like
in
to
the
know
game.
who his real dad is. I want to beat the shit
I
out of
don't
him.
know.
Listen, that was my favorite thing to do in the game.
I'd beat the
was tag
brakes
team.
off
Tag
of
team?
them.
It is. Do you know the difference between a tag team and a tornado tag?
Yeah, I'm guessing more people in a tornado tag or something.
No, actually, tornado tag lets you both in at the same time.
Oh.
Tag team, you have to tag.
Well, we played a lot of tag team.
Like, were you in at the same time, or you had to tag in order
He was
to come in?
my enemy.
Yeah, you
We had a
talking
Yeah,
tag.
we
Oh,
had
so
the-
you
we
just
had
beat
a
each other's
tag.
ass.
You guys talking about on girls or?
No.
Yeah. Brawls and panties
Like-
matches.
The AI
Oh,
would
man.
we would hate the AI, so we just keep tagging
Each other.
in.
Yeah.
You're tagging each. Okay.
Well, we had
You're not
we
making
let
this
our
sound any
partners
better.
tag us
Right,
in
Yeah.
and beat each other's asses, but
All right.
Wait,
Still
don't
not
you?
making
In
this
the, I
sound
think
any
in the
better.
game when you tag the other person in, you just turn into that person.
Sometimes it depends on which one, because there was back in the day before they got really cool fucking graphics and shit. You literally you tagged in and the computer took over and you're like, what the fuck just happened?
yeah.
Like you had to wait till it tagged you. It might have been like a special button you pushed and it came back and tagged you. But I used to take a pee break during that time. I'm just like, I'm gonna go piss real quick. Yo, Razor, beat his ass. I just go pee and come back and I'm like,
Be like,
how
you
the fuck did he
better-
just
you
lose?
better
I wasn't even
fucking-
in here.
You better not fucking get
Yeah.
pinned while
If you
I'm
get
gone
fucked up by
taking
the
a
other
piss.
robot, I know you bitches be having breaks in the back, so you guys know what you're gonna be doing.
No, it's true.
Some bullshit. But no, that's a fun game too. So I mean, that's having tag teams. Yeah, not whatever you said it was.
2v2s.
Whatever.
I kind of like the. Yeah, I don't know why.
It's fucking weird. It's got a weird shit list.
This is just a extra one, but the whole cash in the bank thing where they got the
Money in the bank?
or
Yeah.
whatever,
Where they
where
hang
it's
it up.
hanging up top.
I like
That
that
is
one.
kind of cool. That's kind of cool.
That one was kind of a good one, but
Originally, it was like wasn't it like
Yeah.
$100,000 winner or something, and
Yeah,
then I guess they
yeah.
got broke and they couldn't afford 100,000. So then like, hey, we're just gonna give you a piece of paper says you get a title match.
right.
Ain't
That guy's like,
basically
what about the 100K?
The latter one? Is that not the same thing, basically?
I mean, use a ladder.
It is, but the one in the ladder match was a belt.
Yeah, you would go up and grab the
So
actual
then this
title,
one, they grabbed the money case.
and then they get a shot anytime for one whole year. They can go in right after somebody's got their ass beat and are completely worn out. They can go up, give it to the referee, and they can cash in right there and have an opportunity to wrestle whoever's there, even if they're dead tired, even if they're injured.
They just
They can pin them.
lost.
They can just and they can literally pin them in 30 seconds,
They run in there,
and they lose it.
give them the case.
And it happens
say,
all the
"Hey."
time. It happened at this last WrestleMania. It happened just last one.
Right.
So
So
happens all the time.
that's a new one that like I kind of
It's
like.
kind of cool.
but
Yeah,
I
it's kind of
didn't
cool.
really know of it,
And then they even had a hardcore. I'm not much for hardcore wrestling, but they had like the hardcore matches where you had like the tables, ladders, and chairs match and stuff like
Those
that.
are really good.
Yeah, I mean it's kind of well,
the
yeah, for a
game.
game, the video game, yeah, it's probably entertaining as
Because
shit.
there's like
Yeah.
nothing to do but fight, and then
Yeah,
you
you
get
just-
chairs. You're like,
you
okay.
guys don't remember ECW.
No, that was before them.
Yeah.
They have no idea. ECW, Sandman, those guys would fuck each other up.
Mm-hmm.
With like,
Devon Dudley would fuck you up. Like that was his name, Devon Dudley, the Dudley Boys.
Yeah.
Bad motherfuckers.
Mick Foley was in there.
Oh
who
man,
was
they had a lot of
also
good rappers.
Mankind.
Steve Austin was there at one point.
Steve Austin was there.
Yeah, the
Terry
Sandman,
Funk.
Terry Funk.
Terry
was there.
Funk was one of the most known.
Yeah,
As
he used to
far
make
as I
all
know.
kinds of shit. He used to
But,
throw
like-
like fireworks and shit in there while he was fucking
Dude,
fighting.
yeah, they would do. No,
Yeah.
for real. They
Let
would
off
throw
fireworks like
attacks
Roman
down.
candles shooting each other in the face and shit. I'm like, what the
They'd throw like a row of attacks down, then put like fluorescent
barbed wire
bulbs,
and shit?
and then barbed wire, and then throw a dude on top of it.
I think I've done this in the game.
Well, probably in the game, but
That would suck ass. Be thrown on a
could you
table
imagine?
full of
in
fire.
real
They
life?
used to light shit on fire and throw you on it.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, like
Yep.
throw you on it, light you on fire. Your shit be all burned afterwards. Smell like fucking
Burnt hair.
yeah, carnage. Gross. Forget all that shit. Yeah, smells like chicken. No, that was a bad. That was a and ECW was around for a minute, so they were actually pretty big back in the day. Now they're kind of integrated, and WWE actually bought them, so now they're integrated to WWE. That's why you see some of those crazy matches are on there. But they had a lot of really cool people. Rob Van Dam was one of the people that came from that. RVD. You guys probably know him by that.
I'm Paul Heyman. Do you remember him?
Attention. Remember him?
Remember him?
Maybe.
I'm
Recently,
Paul Heyman.
recently he was with
He's with a bunch, but
well, he was with a bunch, but he was with Brock Lesnar,
Yeah.
and I think he's with Roman Reigns now.
yeah,
Or
big
was.
heavyset guy. He was
Big
the
old
actual
fat
original
dude,
of ECW.
No hair, ponytail.
He used to be known as Paul E. Dangerously.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
But-
Entertaining as hell.
yeah. He's
I liked
he's
him.
a good showman.
Yeah, he actually got inducted in the Hall of Fame this year, so it was a pretty big deal. That's pretty cool. All right, so let's go to our fourth column. Fourth column is going to be talking about your favorite pay-per-view. So obviously WrestleMania, we're going to rule WrestleMania out. Nobody can talk about WrestleMania being, that's obviously the pay-per-view of all. That's a Super Bowl of wrestling. Let's roll that one out. What do you guys have a favorite pay-per-view?
No, not really.
No? Not even Royal Rumble? Like you wouldn't just say Royal Rumble would be your favorite?
I mean, I guess.
I mean, to watch, yeah, it'll be around like Hell in a Cell for me.
Hell in a Cell, Royal
Yeah.
Rumble. What about you, Brandon?
SummerSlam.
SummerSlam is pretty badass too. That's probably that's
It
the
used
next
to
up.
be, I don't know if it's still pay per view, but it used
It
to
is,
be.
yeah. No, and they're actually making it 2 nights. Used to only be a one-nighter. Now, next year, it's going to be 2 nights. 2 nights. That's how wrestling is now. They put so much shit on TV that you got to do 2 nights.
Right.
Double the money, I guess. Double the money, double the beer, double the damn
Yeah.
ice cream that you got to buy there. It's crazy. And
You
that's
got,
where all the
Ron-
WrestleManias
you
are,
got
too.
Ronda Rousey. You got like
Yeah.
the
Crazy
people that
shit.
they bring to SummerSlam.
Yeah.
Is,
It makes it.
you
It
know,
makes it all. Makes it 100%.
I mean, they bring out it's the same way as like
It's like the road. It's like the official kind of road to the next WrestleMania. Starts kind of giving you the lineup of what, hey, this guy's going to be a champion. Like right now, is he going to be the champion through the whole thing? We'll have to see.
since before the whole McMahon thing.
That's a Nickelodeon episode too.
right.
That Nickelodeon episode is going to be a long motherfucking episode. I can tell you that right now. It's like a 4.5-hour episode.
So
when we talk
before
about
that, now they're bringing out like Triple H sometimes and those
Yeah.
things.
That's cool. I like
And,
Triple H.
Yeah, I like him too.
He's the man.
Yeah.
Paul Levesque. Why are you looking like that's his name? Paul
Hunter
Levesque.
Hurst
Triple
Helmsley.
H.
I'm just trying to think.
I remember him when he
Triple
first came
H
to
is.
wrestling. He's the guy with the long hair. Now he's short hair. He's one that spits. He's like, when he gets out,
He spits.
spits in the air, and
You don't remember that?
it's time to play the game.
I mean, I know the name. I can't picture him in my mind.
All right. Well,
He's a big son of a bitch. Let's put it that way. He's probably, he could probably whip my ass. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. He could probably whip my ass.
You don't think most of these people could?
no, he probably couldn't whoop mine.
He could probably take me. He could probably beat my ass.
I could probably take him and your dad at the same time.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy. All right, so let's talk about our final part of this equation. Let's talk about the Mount Rushmore. This is Kendrick's favorite. Mount Rushmore of professional wrestlers.
Let's go.
Now, do you guys? Kenny? Can you name 4 wrestlers?
Yes.
Go ahead. Give me 4.
My top 4?
Yeah, give me your top 4, man. I'm interested. Let's hear it.
I would be surprised if you named just 4, but if
Let's
you
see.
have a top 4.
Let's see if you could.
Based on the game,
Okay.
I say
Fair.
Undertaker was the funnest to play as. 'cause
Okay.
He's Undertaker.
So he's your number 1 Rushmore.
Yeah.
All right.
Big Show.
Okay.
He was fun to play as.
Lame.
Rey Mysterio.
Rey Mysterio.
Lame.
Okay.
Who's that? I don't know this guy's name. The guy with the face paint, the white face paint with the black eyes.
Sting?
Maybe.
Oh my God! It's Sting! It's Sting!
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe
it's
that
Sting.
was him.
Okay.
Yeah.
He'd be my 4th.
Yeah.
Kind of sounds lame. All right.
Yeah.
I don't think he knows more than me.
Sting. Seth, are you awake over everybody?
Yeah.
I got a question for you. Who is your top 4 Mount Rushmore professional wrestlers?
Number 1 to be Rey Mysterio.
Sounds familiar?
Yeah, he's number 2 though. Number 2 for me would be John Cena. 3.
When you can see him. Yeah.
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 He just got that joke.
3 would have to be I forgot what her name is.
Oh, it's a her. Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Oh my
Oh,
God.
shit.
Charlotte Flair?
He's going to go to the chicks.
No, it's the
Explain her.
That's not a girl.
it's a girl, 100%. I don't know what her name is. She's the one that fought that one. I think it was The Rock's daughter or cousin.
No. The big girl. Nick. What is her?
Nia Jax?
Nia Jax. The big girl.
The one that fought her,
Oh, the one that fire.
like the Asian
I mean,
girl.
The Asian girl.
Asuka?
Oscar.
I think you know who
yeah.
you're
Ah.
She was pretty cool to play as.
Asuka's pretty badass. I ain't
She's
going to
pretty
lie.
cool.
Yeah.
That was 3, right? Yeah, 3.
Yeah.
4th would have to be Undertaker.
All right. Okay.
And why you didn't use
That's it. 4. 4. That's it. Stop.
What about
yeah.
The Rock, bro?
Stop.
Quit counting.
Wow. You're going to not even fucking add The Rock to that, huh? That's right. That's
He's
right.
in my top
That's
10.
Yeah. Top 10.
Top 5.
I hope he's listening
He's
to
my
this
5th.
shit. And he comes and
Yeah.
layeth the smacketh down on your candy ass. That's what I hope he does.
He's gonna put it in your Rudy Poo.
If you
candy
smell.
ass.
You think Kevin Hart would be a good wrestler if he became one?
No.
Probably.
He'd be like Rey Mysterio, but
Kevin Hart.
smaller.
Do you,
No.
what do you think about The Rock?
What I think about him?
Yeah. What do you think about The Rock?
He's my.
It doesn't matter what you think about The Rock. That's what I thought. Yeah. That was how The Rock talked to everybody back in the day.
You know his shut up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's one of my
Yeah.
favorite things.
Turn that son bitch sideways. Shove it right up your candy ass. Yeah.
Yo, Rudy Poo. Candy ass.
He was probably best. Like
He has the
Overall
best
character.
fucking character, charisma, mouth on a mic of anybody I've ever met. Like he is
No, I agree.
badass. Like all the like, and that's why he's so popular in movies. Like he is the shit. Like literally, he is the shit. All right, so I'm gonna tell you real quick. My top 4 wrestling people that's on my Mount Rushmore. Pretty simple concept. Number 1, my all-time favorite, the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels. He's the best technical. He's the best smart ass there is out there. Absolutely loved him. He was, when I thought of wrestling when I was younger, I thought, man, if I could be, and he was small. Like he's such a small guy. And I'm like, man, I mean, he's not micro small, but he's small. And I thought to myself, if I could be a wrestler, that'd be the kind of wrestler I'd be. And my second one will have to be Bret the Hitman Hart. Bret Hart, by far, one of the badass technical wrestlers. The black and pink, and he's the reason why I bought a leather jacket when I was a teenager and ride that shit with a moped, right? I didn't have a Harley, but by God, I felt like I did. But that was because of Bret Hart. And then my third favorite would have to go to, I'm kind of debating, but I'm going to have to say probably Stone Cold Steve Austin. And that's the bottom line, because Stone Cold, I mean, he is probably the iconic, and that's probably everybody's for Rushmore somewhere in there.
Mm-hmm.
But he was the one who, like, set the stage for everybody.
Did he do the Tombstone?
No.
Was that Undertaker? Who did that?
Undertaker did the Tombstone. Stone Cold Steve Austin, he did the Stone Cold Stunner.
You stupid dummy.
Stone Cold Steve, he would always be the one that would, like, beat the hell out of you and throw a beer on you, and he would get in your face and flip you off, and he used to tell everybody, fuck off. Like, he would just be like,
hell yeah.
and that's the bottom line, because Stone Cold said so. Like, he was just
I know
a
that
badass. Like, he was a straight up badass. So to me, he's definitely my number 3. Now, my number 1, well, I've kind of already let you in on that one. My number 1 is The Rock.
Mm.
The Rock, he's just all around. Like, he's like, well, he is what the entertainer of wrestling is. Like, he's the definition. He's got a physique. He's smart. He's actually pretty good looking as far as, like, the looks of him. He's built as fuck, and he's never been small in his whole fucking life. He's always been
He's
built.
gotten bigger.
Yeah, he's gotten huge now. But, like, he is somebody that he can multitask. He can sing.
Gay.
He can dance. What? He might be a little gay.
No.
But
I was talking about you saying he's attractive.
No.
Gay.
Yeah. No. Maybe. But he definitely, he looks better than most wrestlers, okay? He's definitely not a Dave Bautista. That motherfucker's ugly. But to everybody else, he literally looks like a fucking wrestler. Like, when you think of a wrestler, you think of the way The Rock. Now, I think that's kind of how WWF was built on. It was all those big, bulky, fucking Duck Dynasty motherfuckers. Like, everybody was long beard, big bass.
But if you remember, The Rock was small back in the day.
He was smaller. He definitely wasn't muscular.
He wasn't as big as
he was still in great shape,
Cold.
though.
Yeah. I mean, he was in good shape.
He was. He's in great shape, and he's always had a tan.
I mean, he wouldn't.
Always got
he
tan.
wouldn't like Dave Bautista or fucking Brock
fucking
Lesnar.
Dave Bautista
or
could barely bend over. Like,
Ken Shamrock.
Shamrock was a badass back in the day. Yeah.
Yeah, but
for that minute and a half.
Actually was like MMA shit, but
yeah. No, I mean, yeah. If I had compared, definitely The Rock is my probably my number 1, just because, I mean, again, he's the total all package. And if you had to add extra people on that, I think Triple H would obviously be up in there. And then I've had my favorites from here and there, but number 1, fucking The Rock.
None of them correlate with us.
No, I don't. I mean, I don't know.
I mean,
you guys know The Rock more as the actor. Like,
Right.
you've seen him more on movies than you ever have in wrestling. I actually seen more wrestling matches than I did movies.
Same.
So to me, he's always going to be this over the top professional wrestler who comes back every once in a while and makes a name. And like he did this year with WrestleMania, that's a big deal for those guys, because now Hollywood and WWE meet again, and it just brings more eyes. So that's a big deal. So, Brandon, finish this bad boy off.
Yeah.
Who is your top Rushmore of wrestlers?
Mine is straight easy. So it's going to be Stone Cold Steve Austin, number 1.
Yeah.
All day, every day. Hell yeah.
So that's your number 1.
By far.
Okay.
By far. Number 2, The Rock.
Mm-hmm.
Again, because of what he said, he was the best showman, I think.
Yeah.
As far as putting on a character and, like, having the words, and he was good at promos, all that stuff. 3, Undertaker.
Oh, yeah.
Let's go.
That'd definitely be number 3. And then number 4, I would probably say, that's a hard one. The 4th one, I would say.
Is it going to be a female?
That's the only one that said a female.
Unfortunately, yeah, you're the only one.
And nothing against female wrestlers, but
No,
I mean,
nothing like that. I would probably say this is gonna go probably real old school though, but like I always had a thing for Ric Flair.
Gay.
Just
fucking gay.
Ric Flair though.
I'm surprised he wasn't on my list, but everybody thinks of him as being the man, like the best of the best.
I don't think he was that great as far like yeah, he had a great show. He had a great promo. He had a great like ring presence, but like he wasn't the best in the ring by any means.
For me, he's not even probably not even in my top 10.
And people
and that sucks. I like Ric Flair, but not.
Did you see old Ric Flair versus new Ric Flair though?
Yeah,
the pictures side by side.
Yeah, well, I mean, I watched him.
Like,
I grew up. I mean, I remember
like,
seeing him, and if I'm not mistaken, I might be wrong, but the night I was telling you about me watching Sting, I'm pretty sure it was Flair and Sting wrestling in that match, and that's how I started watching wrestling was with Ric Flair.
Probably,
but
because
Sting was just but Sting was just so much more like he was such a big ass persona. Like Ric Flair was just kind of a wrestler. He was just a guy. He didn't have really a persona. Now, I will say one thing. One thing I will say is if you look back, and maybe it's because I wasn't young enough to see the promo days of Ric Flair. Mm-hmm. I know he cut some crazy ass promos back in the day with the kiss still in and blah blah. All this he did all that stuff really early on. So that kind of catch up later. That's just like Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan used to be amazing at promos, probably not as good as The Rock, because we grew up with The Rock, but Hulk Hogan always did have really good promos. Hulk Hogan, let's be honest, Hulk Hogan built WrestleMania. Like Hulk Hogan was based as the larger-than-life icon of professional wrestler.
Correct.
And I don't ever want people to think that I don't think he's awesome, because he is probably the one guy that I would love to meet face-to-face more than anybody else in this world. I would love to see Hulk Hogan face-to-face. I will not pay $500 to meet him face-to-face, but I think it'd be really cool to meet him face-to-face. I've had a couple opportunities here and there. Big shout-out to Hulk Hogan, but the fact is, he's definitely, if I was to say it, he's probably the mountain of Rushmore. He's not one of the top four. He's the damn foundation. Because if it wasn't for Hulk Hogan, I don't think we'd be talking about wrestling like we do today.
Have you dressed up as him before?
I fucking did, yeah.
Yeah.
A couple times. Like, I'm a big Hulk Hogan fan. Like, I am.
We went to a store
I think it's...
Yeah.
I think it should be like your Mount Rushmore should be what made it most important for you.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
but see, I didn't get to see Hulk Hogan like everybody else seen Hulk Hogan.
I. But I mean, I remember Hulkamania and like...
But we remember seeing it after the fact. Like, when he was the most popular, would have been from 1983 to like 1987.
Right, and I was born in '88. But like, that's what I'm saying. But I still knew of Hulk Hogan. That's what I'm saying. So like, there was a lasting
100%. He's got a huge foundation.
But like, at the same time, it just seems strange that
one of those things. At the end of it all, you got something to say.
Well, you like WWE so much, you tried to become a wrestler, didn't you?
Yeah, well, I mean, I had my days back in the day. Yeah, I mean, I obviously didn't become a professional wrestler, and you didn't see my ass on TV or anything, but I definitely went through some of the hardships of learning. No, this is before the internet. Matter of fact, I know it's crazy.
It'd been cool to get have. Video
it'd been cool. I would have loved it. I had a picture. I have a still picture of when I wrestled in Ferdinand, Indiana. And and that's probably, and it would have been 1999. Yeah. So that's out there. A lot of people knew that grew up.
Right before Y2K.
Yeah.
Any big people come from Indiana? I mean, wrestling wise?
Oh, yeah. Actually, yeah, because USWA was kind of the breeding grounds for the WWF. So we got to see people like Jerry Lawler. We could see Jeff Jarrett. We got to see the Rock and Roll Express.
You won't know them, but that area actually produced a lot of high
entertaining people.
Yeah.
Legion of Doom.
I think I
remember them.
Yeah.
What a rush! Yeah, they were badasses back in the day. But everybody, yeah, I mean, we grew up with that era. Those people, they all came from Indiana, Midwest, Texas, Tennessee. Very big area for that. So that's why I was fortunate enough to do some wrestling. I got to do around. Did I do enough of it? No. It's a rough style of life. I don't think I would last very long in it. A lot of sex, drugs, and a lot of rock and roll in the background.
Oh, yeah.
Let's leave it at that. But
I will say,
cool.
there are also a lot of like other ones that like weren't mentioned, you know.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Of people that were good. Like I like the Bushwhackers a lot.
Oh, hell
I don't
yeah.
know if you
Luke
remember
and
them.
Butch, the
Yeah.
Bushwhackers.
Those were good.
Used to
like,
come in there and they'd be shaking their damn arms.
Sergeant Slaughter, like
Yeah, he actually made
Jake
G.I.
the
Joe.
Snake Roberts, like Razor Ramon. Like
the
there's
Snake.
so many.
Jake
There's
the
so
Snake
there's
Roberts.
so many good ones. It's just like
He was always back.
it depends on like how you're ranking them. If you're ranking them high, like of your personally,
Mm-hmm.
Ricky Steamboat.
yeah, Ricky.
You ever heard of Ricky Steamboat?
Yeah, would be a
He
huge
was one of them. Now, let me tell you a little something about a man we haven't talked a whole lot about, but the Macho King. Oh, yeah. Randy.
definitely think I've seen him
Remember
before.
Savage? Randy Savage, Macho Man.
You don't want to snap into a Slim Jim.
He was larger than life.
Yeah.
But that was also, you know, he kind of, again, was back in the Hulk Hogan era. And you
Ultimate
really didn't
Warrior.
Get to see him. Oh, yeah.
I don't know if you remember him. He was huge for a minute, but like,
Then he got greedy.
yeah.
What do you pay for the what, like service, right, for WWE or something ever?
Used to.
Well, it's on.
Yeah.
You don't do it no more?
Yeah.
No,
I mean,
I think-
no, it's part of like other ones, but I used to pay for it monthly, yeah, when they had a subscription base.
Hmm.
It was fun. Yeah. I mean, so that's it. I mean, we'll sum it up there, but that's kind of our wrestling go back. We're talking 80s, 90s wrestling. So, I mean, any other teeth back. I'll tell you what, if Macho Man was still alive, he'd be like, oh, yeah. We'll talk to you guys later. Hey, thanks for our special guest, Brandon. Thanks for chilling out with us tonight. Boys, as always, I'll see you at the next podcast. Hopefully it's not the Nickelodeon. We'll see. I hope you've enjoyed this week's episode of A Blast from the Past podcast, brought to you by Decades Music and Entertainment.
New episodes dropping every Thursday.
Yeah!